What up, y'all, and welcome back to Auto Club Speedway, this time for the second race in the 2023 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We're gearing up for 60 laps around Auto Club Speedway, on pole for the first time this year, and for the 7th time in his Cup Series career is Angry Man himself, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. I don't have Vince with me for this one, so I'm going to have to do the nicknames myself. And to his outside is Mr. Bye-Bye Seth Cole there in the 07. Fitzwater's 7th career pole ties him for, let's see, 6th all-time alongside Andrew Rich and Cement Oskin. So now those three drivers there with 7 poles apiece behind 5 other drivers, but yes, tied 6th all-time is Fitzwater now with Oskin and Andrew Rich. Row 2 is Cole Deaver and Ace Rogers. Row 3, two-time champ Allison Liera with 2020 champ Cement Oskin. Row 4, a great qualifying effort out of Sebastian Kukulon at new team Sack Flickinger Racing with Diego Yepes with a good run. And rounding out the top 10 is Logan York and Alexander Rowe. We'll go through the rest of the starting lineup. Past winners here at Auto Club. Liera with a win back in 2017 at this track and in 2021. Fitzwater has won here before back in the 2018 spring race. Matthew McIntyre won at the 2018 fall race. Matthew no longer in the field. Nico Tringali got the W here for Red Bull in 2019. Dylan Young, first career win here for him in 2020. And then winning last year's race was the number 9, driven by Nate Rogers. So, command has been given. Field is going to pull off of the pit lane here. We had RJ Bishop get his first career win of his Cup Series career 2 weeks ago at Daytona in the Daytona 500. And in the Jerky Pro Truck Series yesterday, we saw Peter Onchak get his first career win in the Jerky Pro Truck Series after making a return to the series. So curious to see if the trend will continue or if a veteran driver breaks out here today and wins the race. The Cup Series known to be a lot more challenging. But all the teams have started to get really close. And we saw the trucks hitting upwards of 200 miles an hour yesterday afternoon. It'll be interesting to see how the Cup drivers handle going over 210 down into turn 1. But Fitzwater will lead him to the green flag. He finished 4th at Daytona, which was uncharacteristic for Fitzwater. Not known to enjoy the speedways. As always, if you forgot what the point system here is, it's 60 points to win, 55 for second, 51 third, 48 fourth, 45 fifth, then 42, 40, 38, 36, 34, 6th to 10th, 32 points for 11th, and it's 1 point down to 42nd. Green flag is out. We are underway here at Auto Club. See the Cup cars with a little less downforce than the trucks. About 160 there in the middle of 1 and 2 for Fitzwater. But you see as they go down the back straightaway, even more acceleration, 205 into turn 3. Ace Rogers going to make a move on Seth Cole for 2nd place here on the first lap of the race. Let's see how fast Fitzwater goes here down into turn 1. You see 197 at the start-finish line. 208 into the corner at the back of the pack, about 210 for Kate Anderson. And you see she lifts off the throttle just a crack, and then once they get into the braking zone, the brake pedal comes into play. Kate running in the Jerky Pro Truck Series as well this year, as is Steven Waters. Those two full-time rookies in both series. See Nico Tringali with a poor Q effort. He is back here at the rear of the field, as is defending two-time champion Jonathan Zorlin in the 5. See 212 into turn 1 for him, and these cars are just screaming down the front straightaway. But lap 3 right now on the board. And we're going to do a bit more of a highlight coverage this time around, everybody. So I hope y'all don't mind that. Try to cut down the video length a bit. So with that said, we'll get back into character, and we're going to start jumping around. Another driver having a tough go at it so far is William Brock, and he's going to get into his teammate Laura Chung. Get loose down into Nico Tringali, and they both save it. Tringali almost going straight down into the 47 of Richard Johnson. And that could have spelled disaster for those here at the rear of the field. But, man, what a save by those two drivers there to avoid calamity. Right now, the fastest two cars on the lap chart sheet are Richard Childress Racing Chevrolets of Lane Sanders and Cole Deaver. Deaver in the lead now as Samet Oskin starts to close the gap. Forgot to go over who failed to qualify for today's event. We've got 30 cars now in Go or Go Home qualifying any given race weekend. So 18 drivers are going home every week. This week they were Scott Roush, Zachary DeLello, by the way, Samet Oskin to the point, Zayden Davidson, Colin Cropley, Derek Hamill, Archibald Buttersworth, Ricky Freeman Jr., Enzo Nareza, Colt Hudson, Corey Raymond, Logan Williams, Bradley Ream, Zach Carrington, Darian Ton, Dennis Moore, Skylar Taylor, Chris Harvey, and Trey Smith. Making their first starts of the season this afternoon are Benjamin Ice, Quentin Moore, Roy Ribbleton, Richard Johnson. Not sure if these are first starts for everybody. I'll just say the 12 that made the race. Benjamin Ice, Quentin Moore, Lucas Catano, Diego Yepes, Laura Chung, Roy Ribbleton, Richard Johnson, Priya McShane, Corey Riggs, who got runner-up in the Daytona 500, Sebastian Kukla, Owen Miles, and Christian Vargas. Those were the 12 that raced their way in. I believe a good chunk of those are making their first start. Some of them, the obvious ones, I said out loud there at first. But focus back on the race at hand. It's Samet Oskin versus Cole Deaver for the race lead. You see Deaver trying to make that outside line, working 3 and 4, and he kind of got it there. Mind the voice crack. We mostly see that kind of a run occur in turn 2, not really turn 4. But Deaver with a great defensive line, and look at Seth Cole in the turn 1 on the outside line, and then gets the big run off the corner to pass Samet Oskin for second place the long way around. And as we look towards the back of the top 5, you got Ace Rogers, Dylan Young, and then Lane Sanders and Zach Flickinger. Now 3 wide for 4th place. As you see, Zach Flickinger trying to make that outside line work as well. Also inside the top 10, Ryan Brommer, Diego Yepes, and Sebastian Kukulon. As last year's winner, Nate Rogers, in the 9, is currently running in 12th place. Problems on lap 16. Rob Evans has lost the motor on his number 65 Moneyline Toyota, and he's going to come to a stop here in the turn 2. On the turn 2 apron, no caution flag will fly for this. Meanwhile, at the front, new race leader, it's the 63 of Ace Rogers, but Cole Deaver looking to prevent him from leading this lap, and I think he was just able to do so there at the start-finish line. Yes, indeed, they gave it to the 3 of Cole Deaver, who now has his teammate in the 8 of Lane Sanders right behind him. But you see Ace there with the run on the outside line. Deaver with a very poor corner running the bottom. That's going to check him up tremendously. Samet Oskin's going to go by. Dylan Young is going to go by. Here comes Zach Flickinger. Alex Ferranti with a monster run down the back straightaway. Closing in on The first round of pit stops, don't mind me. I'm over here drinking a sour energy drink. Boy, it is kind of hard to talk after you take a sip. But looking at the top 10 right now, Deaver starting to fall backwards here on the inside line. His tires might be shot. You can see there 5 seconds of fall off looking at the top right of the screen. As Diego Yepes looking to power by on the outside line. How about a good run for Owen Miles here in the 28 out of Yates Racing. See Charles Sanford, Allison Liera, and then the Rich Racing cars of Keith Rich and Andrew Rich starting to move their way towards the front. Roy Ribbleton with a good run too here in the 83 for Red Bull Racing. He is the only Red Bull car in the race today. His Truck Series driver, or well, Red Bull's Truck Series driver, Peter Onjak with the W yesterday. Ribbleton up to the Cup Series to drive this 83. Ribbleton is the veteran experience at Red Bull in the Cup Series this year. He's doing a pretty solid job here so far today. These cars are a little different. The package has changed this year. And you can see that a lot of veterans are seemingly struggling. That's a phrase. With the new package, you see Tringali is still down here near 30th. Jonathan Zorlin, our defending two-time champion, is all the way in 34th. Fitzwater has plummeted down the running order to 38th. Man, not a good day for the pole sitter. As Richard Johnson has just come off a pit road. So we should start seeing pit stops occur here soon. So we're going to stick with the coverage. Ace Rogers with a push from Lane Sanders down the back straightaway into turn 3. Side-by-side battle is on for a second between Oskin and Sanders. Zach Flickinger and Dylan Young look to put their hats in the mix. Pit strategy is going to be crucial here this afternoon as we are a third of the way through the race. Undercut's going to be very beneficial right at the beginning of the run, but then after that, overcut might be the way to go. You can see everyone is looking to pit. A lot of late takers. This is where things can get sketchy, but it looks like everyone is able to get it down nice and easy. Samet Oskin actually passing Ace Rogers as they go on the pit road. Zach Flickinger, Dylan Young, and Lane Sanders, those are the first 5 down pit road. Yepes, Keith Rich, Nate Rogers, Liera, Charles Sanford, Nico Tringali, Alexander Rose, Sorlin down. Some notables there. Fitzwater. First one to stay out is Andrew Rich. Rich no longer holding that all-time wins mark that he held for a long time in series history, now chasing after Jonathan Sorlin to try to take it back. As Andrew will pit Seth Cole, RJ Bishop, Steven Waters, Corey Riggs, Laura Chung, Kev Shearer, Kate Anderson, Christian Vargas, William Brock, Priya McShane. All on the overcut strat, and we're expecting everyone to have to pit twice here this afternoon. As it's a 3-wide race off a pit road, and oh, Ace Rogers almost turns Samet Oskin. Flickinger's going to give him room, use some of the banking to get by, so give the race lead to the 96 of Zach Flickinger. Boy, that was dicey. See Seth Cole just getting down to his pit stall. Long pit road here at Auto Club. It's Richard Johnson coming around first. He pits so early, in fact, it looks like he is now the race leader. Andrew Rich will lead Group 2 off of pit road. Seth Cole going to be side by side here, maybe with Laura Chung. Oh, contact made! Chung turns him up the track. Diego Yepes hard into the 07. Jesse Turner gets involved. Sebastian Kukulon is in it. Oh, Logan York. Oh, and Fitzwater comes in and slams into Jesse Turner. The big one here at Auto Club, right at the end of the pit cycle. Huge wreck here in California. That is going to bring out the caution. Kugelon destroyed. Brommer's got damage. Baranowskis looks like she was involved. Liera got a piece of it. That is a tough break for a lot of drivers, but some big hits for Turner, Yepes, Seth Cole, Fitzwater. Big junk here. Your race leader is the 47 of Richard Johnson, who was last before. He is going to be the only one coming to pit road here. It looks like everyone else will let the strategy play out. They know they got to pit one more time anyway, so they are not going to bother coming right back down to the pit lane. So everyone wanting to keep some of their trap position here, so we'll still get to see how the overcut plays out, but the time gained for the undercutters has been pretty much erased due to this caution. Let's take another look and see what happened there. See if we can get another angle of this here in slow motion. And yeah, I guess Laura thought Seth was going to stay left, and Seth started coming towards the right, and there was just no room for that kind of, I don't even know if you could call it error, but Diego Yepes has nowhere to go and clobbers the 07 of Seth Cole. Jesse Turner, same thing, can't do anything. Oh, driver's side impact. There's where it looks like the 10 of Liera gets involved. Then Kukulon gets clipped by the 07 coming down the track. Turner's going to then get hit by Logan York, who just couldn't miss the 17 in time. Baranowskis. Oh, Benjamin Ice got a piece of the 17. Baranowskis is going to hit the 95, and then Fitzwater's on the brakes, but just can't stop. Hard hit into the rear of the 17. And this is where Brommer got his piece as well. So, huge crash here at Auto Club. Just a lot of nowhere to go for a lot of drivers. Let's take some onboards. We'll start with the 10 of Allison Liera. Thought the outside was going to be a safe place to go, but Jesse Turner's car came up the track. On board with Zachary Fitzwater Sr., bad day gone to worse to over. You can see there, out of the gas, on the brakes, just couldn't really go anywhere. Final on board is with Seth Cole. There's a helpless feeling here as everyone is coming from the undercut group and you are spun up the track. Oh, you can just hear the impact of the 59 into the 17. Let's get y'all to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing. Zach Flickinger is the race leader. See Rob Evans, Jesse Turner, Fitzwater, Seth Cole, Logan York, Diego Yepes, Sebastian Kukulon, Ryan Brommer, all done for the race. Audra Baranowskis will continue. Second is Samet Oskin. Third, Ace Rogers. Fourth, Dylan Young. Fifth, Lane Sanders. Sixth, Keith Rich. Seventh, Alex Ferranti. Eighth, Owen Miles. And ninth, Andrew Rich, highest of the overcutters. And in 10th is the 12 of Vince Freeze. Green flag is back out. We've got a total of 34 laps to go here at Auto Club and one more pit stop left to check in. Richard Johnson's team decided to take 2 tires on their pit stop. So we'll have to see how that works out compared to drivers who have 4 new tires. And see how much longer Richard will be able to go on fuel. Zach Flickinger in the race lead. Got his first win in a long time a year ago. Third win of his Digital Storm career. I'm trying to remember where that victory came from. I want to say it was Papyrus. It was Papyrus last year. So Flickinger looking to get another win. First win of the season it would be for him. And first win at this track it would be for him. If Zach Flickinger were to get the W, it would be his 4th win in Cup Series history. And would tie him up with Austin Alves, James Shelley, and Kev Shearer on the all-time wins list. But Samet Oskin looking for what would be his 6th win of his Cup career. And that is where you get into elite company, everybody. 6 wins is the magic mark. Oskin would join teammate and owner Dylan Young, along with fellow Ford driver Alexander Rowe, with 6 wins all-time in Cup Series history. And once you go north of 6 wins, everybody, that's when you really, like I'm saying, it's elite company. Nate Rogers, 8 wins. Fitzwater, 9. Charles Sanford, 12. Seth Cole, 14. Liera, 16. Rich, 16. Andrew Rich, that is. And then Zorlin with 18. You've also got all-star winners up there. Zorlin, the 2021 all-star winner. Rowe, the 2017 all-star winner. Oskin himself, last year's all-star winner. And when you look at the champions, the only champion that's not really up there is Caleb Hoffman, our 2017 debut season champion. Hoffman won the 2017 title. It was playoff format. Didn't win a single race. Drove the 14 car in 2018 and 2019 and then decided to call it a day. Whoa! Stephen Waters and Keith Rich about wrecked up into the whole field right there. So we see Zach Flickinger continuing the lead as I continue to drone on and on. Allison Liera off pace, as is Baranowskis, who's a lap down. And that 2-tire strategy not looking like it's working too hot for the 47 team. As we look at the rear of the field, got Nate Rogers, Roy Ribbleton, Quinton Moore, Jessica Shelton, Jonathan Zorlin, Priya McShane, Alexander Rowe, Cole Deaver. Deaver was up front. Now he is mid-pack. Have to see if he can rebound. Nico Tringali doing a little better now. He's inside the top 20. There's Laura Chung. Andrew Rich, Keith Rich, and now we are back at the front of the field. Zach Flickinger continues to lead the way. Stephen Waters with the fastest lap of the race so far, a 39.252. Battle is on for the race lead as Zach Flickinger continues to lead, but here comes Andrew Rich with a huge run off the turn 2 high line. And Andrew will power by for the race lead. Stephen Waters up here at the front of the field as well. That's one of the drivers. Full-time rookie in both Cup and Trucks. Ran the truck race yesterday, did decent. Now he is up here 3rd today in the Cup race, so that extra track time appears to be paying off for the 24. But can he take on the likes of Andrew Rich? 16 wins to Rich's career, and most of them have come from tracks like Auto Club, Speedways, Intermediates, whatever you want to call them. Andrew has won most of his races on these kinds of tracks, and he's looking to add another one to the list this afternoon. Currently in the race lead, but Zach Flickinger looking to power back. No, Stephen Waters is going to dive to his inside, and Stephen Waters is going to look for the race lead here, coming to 25 laps to go. Andrew leads it at the line. Stephen Waters, could you imagine seeing this rookie driver get his first laps led of his Cup career in race number 2 over the likes of Andrew Rich? Man, that is some storyboard stuff right there. But ran the bottom there in 1 and 2, got tight. He's going to lose 2nd place back to Zach Flickinger. Andrew Rich has gone uncontested, but Stephen Waters has not faded away from the 23. As Corey Riggs now looks for 3rd on Zach Flickinger. We've slowly seen over the course of this green flag run that those that pit right before the caution on that 2nd group have slowly moved their way up the running order. Briggs has been one of those drivers, as has the 42 of Christian Vargas, the 00 of Kev Shearer. They are looking to get into the top 5 here. It's Ace Rogers, Samet Oskin, Lane Sanders, Dylan Young, and others start to fade. Laura Chung, another one of those overcut drivers. She was the one that turned Seth Cole up the racetrack. You see William Brock and Kate Anderson just outside the top 10 now. How about RJ Bishop, Daytona 500 winner, currently running in 14th place. Good show for him. As we saw the Truck Series Daytona winner, Jessica Strauss, finished 3rd yesterday, so a great start to the season for her in what could be a potential campaign for the championship, as it looks like our first pitters have been announced here. Coming to 19 laps to go. Andrew Rich is going to go from the overcut to the undercut, see if he can get enough of a gap with one full run left to go. See if he can hold them off. Lane Sanders, Benjamin Ice, Quinton Moore, and Richard Johnson all down pit road as well. Same with Lucas Catano. So this is the first group. We're going to see these guys really gain positions here if they stay green over the course of the pit cycle. That gave the race lead to the 24 of Stephen Waters. So his first lap's led due to the 23 pitting. It looks like he will come in here this next time by. Riggs, Flickinger, Kev Shearer looking to follow the 24 in. As Christian Vargas looked like he was going to pit, but instead he just ran the very bottom of 3 and 4. He stays out another lap. Laura Chung, Samet Oskin, RJ Bishop, Alex Ferranti, and Jonathan Zorlin staying out with. And perhaps these drivers are hoping for a caution to come out again during the pit cycle. Andrew Rich coming out of pit road in front of these two, going to maintain lead lap. Now Laura Chung will come to pit road. Vargas is going to stay out. Bishop and Ferranti will come down as well. As you see Stephen Waters first out of his group. There goes Andrew Rich in the 23. That's the man he will have to chase down if he is to get back to the front. And actually right behind Andrew on the strategy is the 53 of Keith Rich. So Keith Rich, son and teammate. Similar strategy to the 23. Keith with just a single win to his name in the Cup Series with 1 win. But 2 wins to his name in Jerky Pro along with a championship. Keith Rich was the 2020 champion in the Jerky Pro Truck Series. And that was a year where Andrew ran full-time alongside him. Looks like maybe issues for the 06 of Henry Sanford we're hearing. Jonathan Zorlin and Samet Oskin decided to stay out another lap here. Christian Vargas has just come out of pit road along with Ferranti and Bishop. Actually, no, Vargas has yet to pit. I'm sorry, he is coming down now here at 15 to go. Interesting strategy call. Can't go wrong with an overcut, but sometimes when you're here at the end of the race, give yourself too few number of laps to really regain what you had. So I'm going to be curious to see how the strategy plays out for Christian Vargas. As right now, Priya McShane now top of the board on the lap chart, 39.207. And those are draft laps, everybody. You can see Andrew Rich by himself is only running 39.8. So draft is a factor here at Auto Club. Stephen Waters is going to be in 2nd. Keith Rich in 3rd. Benjamin Ice with the undercut got all the way up to 4th. Lane Sanders in 5th. Zach Flickinger 6th. Kev Shearer is in 7th. Priya McShane 8th. Kate Anderson 9th. And William Brock rounds out the top 10. Jonathan Zorlin just set the fastest lap of the race, drafting here at the back of the pack. He currently runs in 29th. Samet Oskin in 30th. These are two of the drivers that stayed out to lap 44, pitting 245. You see Christian Vargas right behind them in 31st rather. So you see Liera still off pace, as is Audra. Henry Sanford back on track now, 4 laps down after issues on pit road. Tough day for Rowe. Cole Deaver, great day gone down the drains. He is in 25th. RJ Bishop on fresh tires, currently 22nd. We'll have to see what he can rebound to on this tire strategy. Lucas Catano, one of those undercutters. How about Nico Tringali, 17th after being at the back and almost getting wrecked. Richard Johnson, 15th on the undercut. Corey Riggs, Laura Chung, we know, is on the overcut a bit. Ooh, William Brock almost got into Ace Rogers there, and Chung is just going to fly by both of them. He's going to put the 20 car 10th at the start-finish line. But up at the front of the field, everyone is chasing Andrew Rich. With 9 laps to go, the battle is on for the race lead between Andrew Rich and Stephen Waters. They've got a 3-second gap over Kev Shearer in 3rd, Zach Flickinger 4th, Benjamin Ice in 5th. As they slowly are approaching the one of Audra Baranowski's first real lap car of the run. And to the inside goes the 24 of Stephen Waters. Off the corner with the run, Waters will complete the pass. And man, oh man, the experience gap here is large. But despite that, 1 lap difference of tires seems to be currently the difference between the 24 and the 23. But Rich runs that higher line, looking to get a run down the back straightaway. The fight back against the 24 is Henry Sanford, who's got fresher tires than the entire field, closing in behind them. He is, I want to say, a second faster. Yeah, he is a 1.5 seconds faster than the leaders right now. As both are looking to close in on Baranowskis and put her 2 laps down. Tough day for Audra there, the defending 2-time Jerky Pro Truck Series champion. Well, she's not defending it. Reigning champion. 2-time reigning champion, Audra Baranowskis there in the Jerky Pro Truck Series. Waters will pass by her to put her 2 laps down. Here comes Henry Sanford, who is going to be looking to put himself back to 4 laps down. And now you got to wonder, as Stephen Waters was in the second group to pit, can he run? Can he run? Because Kev Shearer and others are trying to close the distance. Laura Chung's probably the big threat right here in the 20. She's got 1 lap to the 24's tires. She's putting a 3-wide move here on Ice and Lane Sanders for 5th. Kate Anderson with a good run there on the outside as well. What a day for Kate in the 77. Dylan Young, top 10. Priya McShane, 11th. Ace Rogers, 13th. How about Quinton Moore in 14th? You see RJ Bishop, Samet Oskin, Jonathan Zorlin fighting their way now up into the top 20. Christian Vargas still struggling down in 30th. I think lack of draft has really hurt Vargas on this run. He is just starting to sniff some off of Alexander Rowe. We'll have to see how he fares, but all the drivers with fresher tires starting to just plow their way forward through the field. We'll have to see how high they can go. As Keith Rich has pit. Keith Rich could not make it to the end of the race. Could that mean others are short on fuel as well? And I'm hearing, I think Nico Tringali was short. No, Nico is just at the back of the field. Was someone else short on fuel? I thought I heard about someone else pitting. Not sure. It might have been just the 53. With 4 laps to go, though, Stephen Waters is driving away. Well, what can you say about this, y'all? 1 second lead for Stephen Waters over 16-time Cup winner Andrew Rich. Was it the extra track time by being full-time in Jerky Pro as well? Or did Hendrick Motorsports really just trim out this 24 car here this afternoon. Hendrick won this race a year ago with Nate Rogers in the number 9. And Chevy looking to get their 4th win here in the Cup Series and for the 3rd year in a row. As the gap now is a 1.5 seconds back to Andrew Rich. Will Kev Shearer get 2nd place here from the 23? He's closing in, as is Laura Chung in the 20. But through 3 and 4 for the final time, Stephen Waters is going to get his first career win in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. He wins it at Auto Club. And Kev Shearer with the topside run gets 2nd place, making it a Chevy 1-2. Andrew Rich will come home in 3rd. Laura Chung 4th. Zach Flickinger 5th as someone else pit up ahead. That was Benjamin Ice. Dylan Young at the site of his first career win in 2020 comes home 6th. Kate Anderson 7th. William Brock 8th, Corey Riggs 9th, and Priya McShane 10th. What a crazy top 10 right there. Ace Rogers 11th, Samantha Oskin 12th, going over the notables. Jonathan Zorlin 15th. So Oskin and Zorlin 12th and 15th on their fresh tires. Christian Vargas really started to fly there at the end. He got it up to 18th place. RJ Bishop, the Daytona 500 winner, 16th. Nate Rogers, last year's winner, 20th. Charles Sanford in 19th. Cole Deaver, 23rd, man. Good day gone down the drain. He'll end up mid-pack. Alexander Rowe, 25th. We really didn't see Rowe at all today. Tringali, 29th. His tires fell off at the end. Liera, 30th, of course, involved in the accident. And then Ice and Keith Rich could not make it to the end. They had to pit one extra time. And then those out of the race from that big wreck, Seth Cole, Fitzwater, Jesse Turner, the notables there. Hope you guys enjoyed the race here today at Auto Club. Next track up on the schedule is Miller Motorsports Park. We've had some pretty good strategy races there over the years. So that is a standalone race, so no Jerky Pro action coming up. So we will likely see y'all in another 2 weeks. Time permitting. Maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, that'll be our first road course race of the season over at MMP. And I'll see you then.